24 months. Thanks, Rich. On paper, which defense looks better, Philly or Dallas? Jeez, is that even close?
Yeah. What are we doing? Yeah. On paper? Yeah, that's not close.
Dallas was horrible last year.
Dallas is one of the worst defenses. They're hoping to get up to like middle of the pack. And they'll probably be a pretty good team if they get up to middle in the pack because they have a very good offense. But yeah, I would not compare them to the Eagles defensively. If you want to compare offenses, Cowboys are going to look good, but not defensively.
Yeah, fair. All right, good stuff there on the field. Johnny Mac, one-on-ones. Talk a little bit more about them today. I heard of Dontavian Wicks going up against Reek Woolen. Cooper was in there, I think. Darius Cooper against Keely Ringo. I don't know what that looked like. What else did you see in the one-on-one?
I was all screw the receivers, man. I was all about pass rush, pass pro. I was looking at the running backs.
Okay.
Trying to hang with the linebackers, which is funny. That might be the biggest mismatch in all of camp. That's why I like to watch it.
Yeah, right.
It's running backs cannot block. They cannot block. Jahad Campbell looked like Micah Parsons on steroids going around backs. Yeah, it's fun to watch. And then the defensive line against the offensive line. But I've seen so many throughout camp. I mean, the receivers and DBs do more one-on-ones than anybody else. So I get to see that all the time. You rarely get to see the running backs and the linebackers. So I gravitated toward that. And it was well worth it from an entertainment standpoint. Small Munden looked like a monster. Couldn't do anything with Small Munden.
It's weird how different things have players excel in different types of practice.
Well, it's such a mismatch because I mean the game has changed so much. Those guys running backs are not asked to block their entire basically career in college anymore. And they get to the pros and it's like, oof, then you got to pass protect. And Saquon's had one good rep. There was one good rep, and it was Saquon. And he's like pretty good when it comes to pass protection and running backs. And he's not good. Like being okay is like being a good block. That's how few running backs pick up pass protection well. You see them always get lost. They don't know which way to go.
Yeah, right.
Especially with all these defensive coordinators who are super aggressive. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're trying to take advantage of the back and pass protection. And yeah, Saquon had a nice rep. I think it was against Smile, who did a good job. And I don't think anybody else won a rep. Not any running back over a linebacker that I saw.
Well, like you said, they struggle to do that. So fair enough. Saquon, John, any concern with Saquon in terms of the age? 29, 30. What's Saquon, 29 this year? A lot of people say running backs, taper off. Some don't, but it's pretty rare that they don't. Like Derrick Henry is kind of a breed of one, if you will.
I don't know if he is because Saquon's very much like.
That's what I think. Saquon to me strikes me as closer to Derrick Henry than he would to somebody else. But we have seen incredible backs. Someone you mentioned on the show, Le'Veon Bell, kind of falls off a cliff. You know what I mean? Todd Gurley, another guy who kind of fell off a cliff. Any concern on Saquon? He still looks pretty good to you at practice so far, right?
Yeah, I think the difference is these guys make so much money they can, and Derrick Henry's, he puts numbers on it. He spends whatever it was, $750,000 a year just on taking care of his body. Like he couldn't do that back in the old days. And Saquon has never put a number on it, but he says I spend a lot of money taking care of myself. So I think that's a big difference. of why certain guys can hold up a little bit better. He looks like the same guy to me. He looked like the same, but physically looked like the same guy last year. So there's a difference from, obviously effectiveness on the field comes with more caveats to it. You need the offensive line. You need better play from the offense as a whole. But I think if they get that, I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to be good. I'm not one of those people who say put Tank Bigsby on the field to get Saquon off the field. I think that's nuts. And I nothing against Tank. I like Tank as a player, but I mean, come on. Got one of the best running backs in football. Take advantage of him. And I think I said it early. I'll say it now. I'll say it this is going to be a big, 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 big Saquon Barkley year for the Philadelphia Eagles on offense.
How big? You say that, people are going to go to 24, John.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's the guy on offense. He's okay. I'm not
he's
talking
still
about
going to be, yeah, they're not becoming this pass happy team.
No.
They're going to be a run team.
Teams are going to game plan to stop Saquon Barkley because the Eagles are game planning to get Saquon Barkley going. He's the guy on offense.
And how much more of an impact do you think he'll be in the pass game this year, if anything, to you?
Yeah, well, that depends on, is Jalen willing to throw it to the backs, dump it off to the backs? and that's not a strength of his game anyway. So, I mean, I've never had a problem with Jalen shooing the dump off because he could run it so well. And he seems to be lighter, quicker. Vic talked about that. He was asked about it. He's definitely lighter. He got really jacked last year, and maybe that affected him. But Vic has said, he looks lighter and he looks quicker. So I don't really have a problem if he's going to run it.